Welcome back to Dawn of Defiance with Dark Wolf Studios. Today we continue the adventure in the Trader's Gambit. First, the music for this session is provided by Tabletop Audio. Please check them out at tabletopaudio.com or on their Patreon. The maps for this session are provided by Episodic Maps. The ship tokens and deck plans are provided by the Droid Cartographer. Sound effects and other audio are provided by Syrinscape. As usual, the links are found in the description below. Just as a note, I have decided that McCall needs a little more help going through this adventure, and I accordingly have increased his point buy to 32. This effectively puts him about one level higher without actually leveling him up. This should help keep him alive and keep him moving forward. I highly believe that especially in solo gaming, you need to make adjustments on the fly to ensure the game is fun and actually playable. Now on to the action. Last we saw our hero McCall. He was saved from Imperial capture by Basis Mandrake, who took him to receive medical attention. McCall lost his arm in the process, received a cybernetic implant, but survived the encounter. It took almost 2 weeks for McCall and Basis to return to the location of the Felucian village, where they discovered that the village had been destroyed, but that the villagers had escaped. Basis teamed up with McCall in an attempt to destroy the Imperial prison, and they narrowly defeated the Imperial troops at the entrance of the prison. Now they seek their way into the facility. Alright, so at this point, the blast door here at the back of the entrance is sealed. So McCall and Vasas are going to be looking for a way in. McCall remembers that he does have a astromech droid there on his ship that might be able to help him out, and it might actually be worth seeing if Maya can help as well. So he's going to reach out to Maya to see if she can come help and bring the droid with her. R2-Z0, I believe, is the name. And I think it's pretty likely, they've had 2 weeks to repair the ship, so it's pretty likely they'll be able to come. The answer is yes, but. Yes, but it's going to take them a little while to get over here. So in the meantime, they are going to explore around the facility. Let's see here, see if there's any secret entrances that they're able to find their way in. So in the northwest corner of the building, there is a ventilation gate. Let's see. At least according to the rulebook itself. So you have to deal at least 10 points of damage to the grate, and it'll give them access into the facility. Let's see, how long is it going to take Maya and R2-Z0 to come to the facility? We're going to say, let's see, we'll do 2d6. Where the number of 10-minute intervals. Maya and Z0 arrive. Alright, so 40 minutes for them to arrive here. So that's going to take them quite a bit of time. They don't really want to stand around out here for too long. We'll grab Vasas and we'll bring him along. They're going to try and go in through this grate that is up here. Right there. That's where that grate is. And McCall is going to use his lightsaber to deal the damage. And he's gonna do it again. There we go. He's dealt enough damage they're able to move in to here. Don't want to reveal the whole map too soon. So they find themselves in a typical Imperial style building, standard metal walls and metal doors. So they're gonna make their way around the facility. Just see what they're able to come across. Looks like there's some doors here along all the sides. Turbo lift going up. They're gonna come over here. Let's see, are they able to open the door? Looks like they could use computer to open the door, but it would still be something that they would need to wait for R2C0 to come help them with. So they're going to open up this door here and see what they come across. Alright, looks like... Go like that. I wonder if it's possible for me to assign this token to myself. Update that token. Let's see if he's still... Oh, he's still visible now. Good. Maybe. Alright, there we go. That makes it a little bit easier. So, they find themselves in a medical bay. Let's see. See if we can find a good description here. So this vast chamber first seems to be a place of healing, at least until you can take a closer look. Large Bacta-tanks line one border of the room, and other medical equipment is distributed haphazardly throughout the area. Operating tables, many with clamps and other restraint devices, seem to be scattered throughout the room with no real pattern to their arrangement. And the room has the same sterile smell as a medical bay. So there is a B2 medical droid. Oh, looks like I need to drop that in there real quick. Put him up there. And the hero enters. The researcher dressed in the white robes of doctors throughout the galaxy, who seems little more than a scientist. He slaps a button and releases the modified Felucian here. Let's modify the token really quick. Since apparently I did not change its vision. There we go. Got to do the same thing here. Got to remember to add vision to these guys as I do this, so that I don't show the whole map all at once. But that's okay. Alright. So the Felucian here has been released from his bed. And the medical researcher is ready to go as well. So we're going to start combat. We'll have everybody roll for initiative. There's Vasus. McCall. That's pretty good to roll for McCall. We'll have our friend here also roll. Pretty low. That's good. And our Felucian. Who goes first? Alright. So the modified Felucian has clearly undergone some kind of mutation. Its muscles bulge, and its body seems to bend in unnatural places. The creature's right arm has been removed entirely, and instead a long bone blade extends from the elbow, growing out of the flesh with a ragged serrated edge. The tough-looking scales grow out of its bodies as well. So let's see, it's pretty much just a brute. Doesn't really do much. Can move 6 squares, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does not do much. Up next is McCall. Alright, let's see here. What is he going to do? I think he's probably going to use some force powers. Be what I'm thinking, just to try and get him a little bit of some power there. Make sure that I'm following the rules on recovering force powers real quick so that I don't make a mistake like I've done in the past. I mean, if I do, that's not the end of the world. Let's see. Gaining rest for a minute. Alright, so you can regain all your force powers. So he is good to go. He is going to use Draw Closer on the Imperial Researcher. Wonder if there's a way to put a ring around him. There we go. Do something like that. Alright, so 23. That is enough to draw him closer. Let's look at that force power. Make sure that I remember everything that it does. Draw closer. It just means that I can pull something that's large next to me. Alright, so he's going to pull the researcher to right there and make an attack with his lightsaber. 11 damage. With a 21 to hit, that is definitely going to hit that researcher and kill him. Alright. That was pretty easy. Probably the first time that something like this has happened for McCall so far. So Vasas is going to just shoot at that modified Felucian. 10 to hit with 28 damage. I don't think that's actually going to hit. No, it does not. Just barely. Alright, up next is the modified Felucian. Charge up. He's going to attack with his skull blade, or that fused blade. He's going to attack Vasas. 14 to hit. Misses. Alright. It's probably the best combat that McCall has had the opportunity to participate in. So McCall is now going to come up and attack the modified Felucian with his lightsaber. 18 to hit with only 5 damage. So let's see, that's going to be a 19 remaining. Next is going to be Vasas Mandrake. What is he going to do? I think he's actually going to withdraw so that he can hopefully not take too much damage from this creature. It's a move, you withdraw at half your speed. Mentioning the first square is non-threatened. Alright. So he is just going to kind of shift sides with McCall there and then take a shot at, again, this modified Felucian. 21 to hit with 13 damage. That definitely hits. 6 hit points there. Alright. We're going to let that modified Felucian take his action. He's going to swing at McCall. 13 to hit, 13 damage. Let's see, what does Makashi Riposte? Let's see. Just when they make a melee attack, so he's gonna use the force. See if he can deal damage to. All right, he succeeds. So he's going to get to make an attack with his lightsaber to 12 and finishes off our Felucian. Not sure why I was so worried about Mikal's survival during this combat. It seems that when they get the drop on someone, they do a lot better. Alright, so they're both dead. Go ahead and remove them from the screen here. So now that the encounter's concluded, they can take advantage of the medical supplies here. There's 5 med packs, a med kit, and a few healing stims that are available here in the room. So McCall's going to go ahead and add those to his equipment. Let's see, med pack. Go 5 of those. And he'll have Vasus carry the medical kit. There's the medical kit. Drop it in there. And they've got the healing stims, which according to the encounter allow for someone to receive first aid one more time during the day, each time that it's used, but the recipient moves 1 persistent step down the condition track. That's pretty good. There's 10 active samples of the stimulant ready to go in an injector. So that's actually pretty useful. Allow Vasus to at least take a little bit of healing if needed. There's also the medical droid, which I think they'll probably take with them. Get that medical droid vision as well. Alright, so at this point, Maya and Z0 notify them that they are here, so they're going to all move over here. As Maya and R2Z0 attempt to get into the building as well. Friendly. Has vision. We'll drop Maya down right there. Same thing, got to modify her token. Yep, that's light, not vision. There we go, vision. She is friendly as well. Alright. So R2Z0 is going to make a use computer check to try and access, let's see, the computer. Alright. So it does take he does take a -5 because the computer is unfriendly. He's trying to adjust it so that it is friendly. And it does succeed in beating its will defense of 18, so that's good. So now he just has to get a little bit higher and he can open up that door and they can all go through together. So he's indifferent. So we'll go one more time. Use computer. Just got a beaten 18, which he does because now it's only a -2. So now the computer treats Z0 as friendly, and he's able to open the door. Open that up, and there we go. We've got quite the party. Does Maya bring any surprises with her? Let's find out. No, but she's willing to. She lets McCall know that the shuttle is nearby. They should be able to escape pretty easily if needed, and that it's also repaired enough that she can summon it using her comm link if needed. So they're gonna keep moving forward then. Come up over here. Let's see. I think they'll go up here. Go into this room here at the north. And the droids are going to kind of hang back just because they're not combat ready. So they're going to open up the door and enter into what looks like the communications center. The bulk of this room is taken up by computers and other communications array. The far wall juts outward slightly to make room for a massive computer column, which obviously forms the base of the satellite dish attached to the top of the facility. Blinking lights and flashing monitors indicate that the station is obviously in constant communication with someone, and shows sensor data readouts from around the station and elsewhere on Felucia. Alright, so we've got an Imperial officer and 2 comm operators. They're wearing dark gray uniforms and an Imperial Army helmet. They have blaster pistols holstered at their hip. Additionally, a datapad and other communications equipment is tucked into the pouches attached to his belt, giving the impression he's both a soldier and a technician. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start combat here. It's been a couple of minutes since they were able to open the doors and bring in Maya and Z0. So we'll go ahead and end this encounter and start a new one. So McCall, bring him up. Roll initiative. Maya. So far so good. Liking everybody getting a good jump there. Mandrake's not bad. Let's see this lieutenant. Not too bad. One of his token. And our comm operators. And comm operator number 2. Alright. So as the combat begins, Maya's going to be first. She's going to move up a little bit further, not really entering the room, just moving out of the way. And she is going to take a shot at one of the comm operators. Alright, dealing 15 damage. We're going to say she's targeting this one, which is enough to drop him to 0 hit points. Alright, well, that was exciting. Let's see which one is that one. Okay. He's at 0 hit points. And then up next is McCall. Gonna come up here, and I think he's still gonna use the force. He's gonna use move object. I'm trying to pick up that lieutenant. Can hopefully get a 20 there. Let's see how he does. 20. All right. So he's able to pick up the lieutenant. I believe it has to exceed their will defense as well. Let's see. Will defense, yep. Which, that exceeds the lieutenant's will defense. So he's going to throw him at the other dealing damage there. Let's see. So I'm going to say he's only able to do 2d6 damage throwing him at this other person here. The rule's kind of vague on how much damage they're able to deal. I liked the idea that just because you're throwing an object and you have the ability to throw a larger object doesn't mean that you deal necessarily more damage. It's still the same size object. So it's just going to be 2d6 damage. 11 damage. So our lieutenant here, Lieutenant Aiden, has 6 hit points left, and our comm operator has 3. Alright. Up next is this comm operator. He is going to take a shot at McCall. This blaster pistol. 19 with 14 damage to hit. Or 19 to hit, 14 damage. Gonna leave him with 0 hit points. He is down again at 0. Man, be really nice if he could stay up longer than a few minutes there. Let's see. He could do energy resistance, which I think he's going to. Oh, it's a standard action, not a reaction. Never mind. He cannot. So McCall is going to go down to 0. Alright, let's see what happens from here. Aiden is going to shoot at Maya. Nine to hit, which is not going to hit. So up next is going to be Basis. Just going to call for the medical droid to come in to get ready to help our dear friend there, since he can't manage to stay up. Let's see here. So McCall is unconscious. Same with technically the other comm operator. As usual, McCall goes down. Basis Mandrake is going to open fire with his carbine on the lieutenant. 27 to hit, 11 damage. Not on him. He's with 5, so that does knock him unconscious as well. So he is wiped. No, it says dead on there, but they're not always dead. So up next is going to be Maya, who is also going to shoot at the last remaining character who is up. And that wipes him as well. So that's so far so good. Not sure why that's not showing the dead symbol on there. But what that means is the droid's going to come up and he's going to administer that healing stim to McCall, which is going to move him one persistent step down the condition track. We'll just have to remember that because Foundry doesn't particularly like the condition track at the moment. And he's going to be able to perform first aid. Let's see if anybody can help him. Not sure if anybody's got the ability to really help that much. Vasis will help, just has to get a 10 or higher, which he does, which means that now our medical droid can do treat injury, and that's going to be with a +2, so that's 21 for first aid. So the rules for treat injury there, let's see. First aid, 1 hit point for every point over 15. Let's see. So that's going to be 6 hit points that he's able to recover. He's still down on the condition track, but he can use his second wind, which is 1/4 of his hit points that it can be restored. This is the only time he'll be able to do this today. So he'll get an additional 9, so that'll put him at 15 hit points. So, they're better off there. That's not too bad. So they have finished off the enemies there in the control room. Let's see what they can find there in the room. Looks like we're coming up on the 30-minute mark, so we'll probably end here once we've discovered what's in this area, and we will continue with the next section the next time. So let's see, we can place the explosive devices that Vasis has, so we're going to go ahead and do that, and we're going to access the computer. There's a high priority message that was just received from the Victory class Star Destroyer in orbit. It reads, routed security encryption confirmed from Prakrith Citadel Comm Center via HoloNet node 6673 Alpha. From node 6673 Alpha via Star Destroyer Assidious, priority 1 message follows. Prepare former Admiral Gilder Varth for transfer to the Citadel. Inquisitor Draco will be arriving within the standard Felucian day-night cycle to take custody of the prisoner. You're instructed to have your medical technicians ensure that Varth is fully rested and at his highest possible strength. Interrogation chemicals should be administered to Varth upon notification that the Inquisitor has arrived on Felucia. Varth will be transferred by shuttle to the Assidious before Inquisitor Draco takes custody. Time for the administration of the interrogation chemicals to the transfer to the Inquisitor's personal transport should fall within an acceptable window of 27 to 54 minutes. End transmission. Well, that's not good. There's an Inquisitor en route, which the knowledge, fairly common knowledge, but let's find out if McCall knows anything about the Inquisitors. The answer is no, and he doesn't even know what an Inquisitor is. Does anyone know? I guess Maya's really the only one. Yes, but she doesn't know much. All she knows is that they are force-sensitive Imperial servants. Regardless, that should be enough to get McCall moving quickly. He does not want to entangle with that. That being said, they are all going to move over here. I want to leave that shut. Where they're going to perform their stack up prior to entering into this facility here, which now that they have seen the map of the area through the control center, they know that it is a that's where the prison center is. Let's see. So they gotta get moving here pretty quickly, otherwise they're gonna be in some serious trouble. But we will have that happen next time. Thank you again for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the session so far. Hopefully in the next session they'll be able to recover the prisoner they're here to recover, Admiral Varth, and escape from the prison to get out of here before the Inquisitor gets here. We look forward to seeing you next time, and may the Force be with you.